Hello teacups, what's brewing? So we're going to give this location a try and see if I can handle reacting from here. It's not the most comfortable chair. This is actually like an antique nursing chair. So it's a rocking chair, but it's also super low to the ground. And I'm struggling with it. It's not that comfortable. But I don't have anything else on this floor. So we deal with it. We'll see if it's something I can deal with. Welcome back. I'm just test reacting, I suppose. This is day in my life, what I ate today, and grocery haul. So it's her latest one. It was out today. I am somewhat up to date with everything. I know she just had a week of just the longest live streams. I'm more or less caught up with them. She had a stream recently. I've had a lot of people ask me about this. She had a stream recently that I didn't catch. I got the archive of later. Fortunately, Kiwi Farms archived it, thank goodness, because there was there was nothing. And then a few people on Twitter have also managed to get it as well. Yes, I am aware that she made kind of vague threats against my channel, saying she was going to bring the hammer down, pretending not to know my name, despite the fact that she has been down this path before with me and left multiple comments on multiple videos, threatening when she felt like it to do the same, and then waking up the next morning, coming out of that fever dream, and realizing she'd made a bit of a tit of herself and apologizing. So yeah, if she does end up going to YouTube, that's going to look a bit strange, because she did say, you know, she knew I was just having fun with my videos. That's documented. Whatever. If she wants to fight about it, we can fight about it via YouTube. I don't think it's that big a deal. I stand by what I say in my reacts. I am comfortable with the language I use, and I'm willing to defend it. But frankly, my dears, I don't think it's going to get that far. Yeah, I think there are much bigger fish to fry for her when it comes to reactors before she comes for me. But anyway, so I'm not massively concerned about it. There's no need for you to be. Don't worry, we all good here. Anything else I've missed? I know that she's been supposedly trying to get healthier. I know that her behaviors haven't necessarily encompassed that all the time. I've been wondering about a few of her choices. They're not unusual in her general history, but I don't think that they are going to serve her goals that well either. She is now back to being a food addict, and the good news, I think, from everything, although we haven't seen proof of her dietitian or her therapist, who she claims to be seeing now, or at least she's done the initial consultations with, if we take her at her word, she is at least in contact with them. And if true, I think that's a really positive thing. When she said she was having a consultation with a therapist, I was like, oh, here we go again. She always goes for the initial consultation. She never goes back. And I'm hoping, I think for most people, the amount of medical issues she's had in a very short space of time, very serious medical issues in a very short space of time, would prompt them to try and access help. I'm glad she seems to be making some sensible choices here. That being said, she is very much on an intuitive eating kick at the moment. I don't have kind and friendly feelings toward intuitive eating for people who have not eating disorders, because I completely understand the logic of intuitive eating with certain kinds of disorders and certain kinds of thinking around food. However, if you have a relationship with food like Chantal has, if you have a relationship, let's not even say Chantal. I think Chantal and I are very similar. Yeah, I have a very similar relationship with food that I think she does. And I know in my case, intuitive eating has never been a useful tool to me, because intuition is what got me up to my high weight. And yeah, when you've got a broken relationship with food, you can't trust your intuitions. Now, that being said, some of the ideas underneath that she's been sharing, the idea that, you know, well, food shouldn't be demonized, food shouldn't be off limits, that thinking, I understand where it comes from. I think there is merit to it in a lot of situations. However, I think right now, her mental healing with food is going to be a lifelong process. Yeah, if she's to follow it, if she goes through it, it'll be hard. But if she follows it, this is very much the first beginnings of that. I think short term, she does need, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so grain of salt. I think she needs something a lot more structured, but more than anything, she's at the point where her physical ailments are a far more clear and present danger at the moment in terms of immediate need than her mental ones, even though they both literally feed into each other. Okay, this has been an enormously long intro. We're at like 6.5 minutes. Hi. Let's get into the react and I don't know, we'll get my thoughts then. Sorry for the long intro, everyone.
Hello, Foodie Beauty.
Hello.
Sam.
Ah, of course. You didn't think I was doing this like coffee, did you?
You can't.
That was quite cute.
Yes. Hi. Whoa.
Okay, that's enough.
Guys, hey, guys, hey. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm on my way home to go to the washroom because it's COVID times, and with the lockdown, I don't think that there are any places open you can just run in and go to the washroom. Okay, oh my goodness, something just crossed the road.
You could have just said you were going home, but okay. Oh. What's happening to our video?
Wild turkeys. Well, that was funny. Just a bunch of wild turkeys just crossed the road. Okay, so...
If she cut to the explanation, why did she need to leave in the weird, like, part of the editing?
You don't see that every day. At least not here.
You don't?
But then again, I don't go out every day, so maybe if I went out more, I would see more wild turkeys. So we'll see what the day brings. I just thought I would do a vlog today, so...
Glad to see
on board the Foodie Beauty train.
I'm here.
And let's go to
the station. Oh, good. Actually, I will say, I was about to make fun of her constant driving at the road videos that we don't always need to see, but the snow does look very pretty. My friend lives in that area, and she was saying they got dumped on this weekend with snow. Oh, I take it back. I'm quite enjoying the scenery now.
Any Lip Smackers fans? This came in the mail for
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like a collection of 10 Lip Smackers. You can be a fan. You can have like them in multiple places, but 10 seems like a lot. Or am I just being picky now? Maybe. It's a big old set though.
Yes.
They're all different flavors, right?
I'm a huge Lip Smacker fan, so this is another tin that came in the mail. Now I have 2. I also have this one.
Jesus.
Original flavors, but I'm using the red wrap.
I mean, it's her money. She gets to spend it any way she wants. But who needs 20 lip balms? She hasn't even opened the other one. Open the other one, then get the replacement.
Raspberry one. That's my favorite. So, can't wait to crack these open and give them a sniff.
Well, so you haven't cracked the others open.
And I have to go back out. I have not eaten today. And I don't want to go through a drive-through today. So, I want to make a smoothie. I don't...
Her and her damn smoothies. She's either pre-diabetic or diabetic at this point. She's given some very... I did see that as well. Remember on the New Year live stream? She's given some very high blood sugar readings. And one really weirdly low one that should really have had her fainting. Like, something was going on there. I know that smoothies have a lot of good stuff in them, but if you're having trouble with your blood sugar, they're not going to be helpful.
I want to have to go to the bathroom when I'm out again. And if I eat something a bit heavier, I know that I'll have to go. So just going to make one of my favorite smoothies.
Hard to live
and
with. Everywhere she goes.
Bring it with me in my Yeti and go do what I got to do.
Oh, she's really going for the influencer background music. I feel bad essentially shitting on what is a smoothie. I mean, there are worse things in the world, but she has such a specific idea of what's healthy. And I think this is one of the reasons she gets so angry when people criticize this stuff. The reason this triggers her anger so much. Is she's like, it's healthy. How dare you criticize me when I'm trying? And I'm like, but I feel like her general idea of healthy in no way is sympathetic to the specific medical problems she's admitted to currently facing. And I really, if she's talking to a dietitian, surely they're going to look and say, hey, because fruit's got fiber in it. But at this point, the impact on her blood sugar, on the fact that she's blending it up and it's just not as bulky, I don't know. I'm worried that that's going to hurt her and that she's not going to stop because she's like, well, it's healthy. It can't be bad for me. Ugh. That mango mustache is not beautiful.
And I'm going to bring my smoothie like this. No dairy, so no chance of running to the washroom. I can't find my phone stand right now, so...
I know dairy does trigger her, but is she aware that things other than dairy will also trigger? I'm just saying.
This is going to have to do the turtleneck. I do this a lot. I cover my...
I know. We've seen.
So, okay.
We have seen the floating head in the dark when you did it with the black one that night.
I just got home. Had a whole bunch of things to do. Busy day. But I did get the groceries done. Got the cat food.
Your nose.
So I'll just show you what I got. There are still some things.
Okay. Grocery haul.
In the car. I had to clear off, I'm not kidding, 3 feet of snow off my car. Man, as someone who's not in shape, that was hard.
Someone was saying this, was it on the farms, was it somewhere else? That one of the reasons she doesn't go out so much anymore, we think, because although everyone's on lockdown right now, she's never shown that much concern because she's inside her car. She doesn't see that many people. But someone was speculating that the reason she doesn't go out so much is because of the workout it is to try and clear her car off. And I imagine she's got a lot of steps going down from her apartment. I imagine it's quite dangerous for her. We saw her going down the stairs inside her apartment and they're carpeted. Going down snow-filled, icy stairs seems like it could legitimately lead to injury for her.
So I love when I put up the
she's
stairs.
Not getting up.
It is cold enough today. I'll probably go back down and get it. Or I'll see if Pete can help me, but some of the stuff is heavy.
I've got an inkling suspicion that Pete's is going to go on to carry up the rest of those groceries. I imagine Pete's is working right now. I wonder how long those groceries ended up staying out there. Fortunately, the outside of Canada is basically a refrigerator at the moment.
So I'm trying these for the first time. Morningstar Farms. 11 grams of protein made with plant-based ingredients. Harvest Veggie.
When I was in America.
These are not vegan. I think they have some milk products. But Harvest Veggie. I like veggie burgers. So I got some of these.
Okay.
Got some ingredients for time warp coming up, so I can't show you that.
Oh, I did hear that. I know she keeps it secret because she thinks it will stop us from saying anything about it, because if we don't have time to research, we can't question it. But I do wish she would share it. When she shared the 20s one, I got dressed up. We were fancy ladies together. I would like to be able to have fun with her with it. And because she doesn't tell us, we don't get that opportunity. And it's a shame. I think it's a really nice thing to kind of have fun with.
Block of cheese. Thought I was getting
That's a big old
a
block
smaller
of cheese.
block, but apparently not. But this was cheap, so it must be on sale. It was
oh, she does online orders, doesn't she? That's why.
Usually these big works are $7, so that's pretty good. I got some green onions. I'm going to be making a pasta salad with that chickpea pasta for lunches, just to have ready.
Cats on
I have some boneless, skinless chicken breast, my favorite kind of chicken.
We've learned nothing.
Very versatile, very low fat.
Oh, sorry, while she's going on about a chicken. That bruise on her arm, jeez Louise. I know that she said the blood lady did really dig around, but it looks like it. Man, I know she bruises like a peach, but come on, that looks huge.
And high protein. I got a bag of ice. I love having ice. Even though I have ice cube trays, this ice is just somehow different. I don't know.
She doesn't have a lot of room in her freezer, though, for bags of ice.
I always break the handles off.
Why?
Give him a bag to play with.
She spends hundreds of dollars on her pets, getting them toys and jumpers and things. And if you just let them play with their cat toys, yes, I know they enjoy it, but let them play with their cat toys. Because two things, once you've ripped it apart, you can't use it. Those bags are reusable. Keep them, reuse it. And two, one of the reasons your apartment gets so messy is because whenever you unpack anything, you have a tendency to rip it up and throw it on the floor. Like, do you not have, I thought this was a feature in every household, that big plastic bag full of smaller plastic bags that's like usually shoved under the sink. We all have that bag, surely. And we used to keep these, and then you can line your cat's litter tray with them. Like, they're plastic bags, they're useful. Don't just tear them up. It's it's a waste. Reuse them.
Now, most of this is pizzas. I did get a bag of riced cauliflower. So, like I said, I saw Life by Jen make this.
I did not
and it
say.
looks really good.
Guys, for real. I know a lot of people who tend to react to all four of the girls, but I'm really sorry. I can't do Life by Jen. I haven't watched Amy much, but I've seen a couple of things. But something about Jen and Jean, I don't know, gives me the heebie-jeebies. Something about their relationship just skeeves me a little bit to the point I'm just like, and I just can't watch her. And maybe that's unfair, it's just a gut instinct, but I can't do it. Eggs out. Rice cauliflower can be delicious, but in what I've seen of Jen, I've never seen her do a food justice.
She added soy sauce and seasonings. I'm gonna try it. These meat lasagnas from Stouffer's are so good, but they're pizzas for his lunch. He always gets those. Okay. And a few sweet and sour chickens, lean cuisines. And then I got this to try.
Oh, I like a light.
I got some lollies. It's 40 calories per lollipop. I like cold things, so,
I mean, it's a lollipop, it's 40 calories. If she wants to eat it, eat it. Basically, for 40 calories, I would say, all right, if it stops you eating something else that could be more damaging, it's a goddamn lollipop at the end of the day. What's the harm? Obviously, depending on the sugar count, but if it's 40 calories, it's not going to be high in sugar. My big question here, these are big boxes. You can kind of unbox them and shove things and just use space more efficiently. But when she opened the freezer just then, I don't know why I'm so concerned about this. When she opened the freezer just then, like, she had a lot of stuff in there. Like, is she just going to use her balcony as a freezer? I suppose it's cold enough now.
Anyways, just having one or two a night would be good to suck on. So, 40 calories.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Let me get the rest of the stuff.
Are you having a good tuna
I do not believe she got the rest of the stuff.
Just a little bit of tuna.
If you're ever wondering why the cats are on the counters constantly, it's because when they get on there, she rewards the behavior. I got a bit shady on Twitter and I was like, here is our cat. She does not go on the counters. It's witchcraft. And it's just because when she was a little cat and she used to jump from the table to the counter, which was a big old jump, we used to take her off. And then when she tried to go from the chair to the table, so she stopped doing the counter and then we stopped her on the table. So now she doesn't. She goes on the windowsill. She'll occasionally go on a chair if she just wants to irritate the dog and just be sitting above him. But she doesn't go on the table and she doesn't go on the counters. And if Chantal weren't speaking in that baby voice to them when they get on and rewarding them with treats, they wouldn't be walking over it. Now, I know that she doesn't care, but given all the bacteria that's going to be on their paws from walking around, given the fact that apparently maybe she did, maybe she didn't have C. diff, you'd think she'd be more concerned with hygiene. But at the same time, something we have seen a lot more of the past few weeks is the sheer state of what she lives in. And I know her bedroom just said, oh, I was depressed, but she's got boxes sky high in that room. So I guess you get to a point where you're just like, yeah, fuck it. We can't get it any cleaner here, so may as well just let it go. I guess that's where she is, but anyway, cats on the counters annoy me. You all know this about me.
So what I have here is this multigrain 12-grain bread.
Looks
It
delicious.
has flax seeds and sunflower seeds, and I have some spinach, and I have this tuna concoction.
So she's back to healthy because she's had a smoothie and now she's had greens on bread, and it's multigrain, and I'm sure it's organic. And I wouldn't be surprised if parts of this are like I'd say vegan, but it's actually tuna, so no. But for all I'm giving her shit, it's nice to see her prepare a meal, and a reasonable meal at that. I mean, it's a tuna salad sandwich. Great. It's got greens, it's got whole grains. It doesn't look like much of it would have an impact on her blood sugar too badly. Like, I'm pleased to see this. It's, even though she's been saying that she's getting healthier, like the last time I saw her, she was ordering Red Lobster on camera instead of cooking dinner, despite the fact that the live stream was cooking dinner with me. And I was just like, really? Whether you believe in intuitive eating or not, what she's doing, I don't believe is intuitive eating. But she is really milking it as an excuse to eat what she wants. And that's one of the big things I think she's going to have when it comes to problems with intuitive eating, is it's going to become a fix-all excuse for doing anything.
Albacore white, some celery chopped up.
I hate celery so
And
much. Celery is the
mayonnaise.
devil's vegetable.
Made with olive oil, salt and pepper, a little
Olive
bit of
oil?
onion powder.
Olive oil in tuna salad, really? Okay, I would have thought the mayo, but okay.
I had that smoothie.
That looks like a nice sandwich. The bread
Now
is
this.
super thick, though. That's going to fill her
And
up.
that's it,
I mean, that's a
folks.
good thing, really.
That's all, folks.
Okay, I'm going to give it to her. Except
I
for
like
the
spinach
fact
on a tuna sandwich.
that I hate celery.
I
looks
discovered that when I
delicious.
ordered from that place. Booster juice. There you go.
Good stuff.
Nice tuna on whole grain.
Enjoy. Maybe wipe your mouth a little bit. You got a little...
So good.
Chantal, you got a little...
Okay, so
I am shocked she cut away from that, and I'm so pleased. I'm not going to read too much into it, but oh, it was nice.
finishing my grocery haul, I have
Pizza's gone and got her bags.
sea salt, kettle chips.
Really?
No, I like these because the ingredients when I checked online were just like potatoes, canola oil, sea salt, like very basic ingredients.
They're chips. Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then
They're
I
two
got
bags,
the
they're
half
family-sized
sodium,
bags of
a low
chips.
sodium one. So
Why have you got low sodium and then full sodium? Why do you think at this point the sodium's going to matter when it's a massive family sharing bag of chips? If you really can't live without the chips, why not get an individual portion? Get a single bag of chips. What is this?
So these only have 10 milligrams of sodium for 18 chips, and for 18 chips, the regular has 160 milligrams. That's a big difference. But I
But they're
thought I
still
had canceled
chips.
this out of my cart, but apparently I didn't.
Oh, what a terrible mistake. You'll just have to make do. You couldn't have refused the delivery. Oh, no, wait. Before I get into that, she went and picked it up, didn't she? So she probably didn't check. Okay. But this is a little bit sus to me. You know, like, oh, I thought I cancelled these. Oh, well.
So I could only have the low sodium ones, but
No, I'm sure you're going
Anyway,
to throw those chips
just
away.
to have like as a small snack with a soda water
Get
at
individual
night
packs.
if I'm feeling snackish. It's better than like the flavored chips have a lot of like different salts and chemicals in them, and just
Different like, you've got full salt chips, so having salt, it's going to be a negligible difference, I think. They have flavorings, but how many people do you think are going to be down to have dangerous chemicals in their crisps? Yeah, I think you might be reading a bit too much into this. They're going to have flavorings, yes, but if these are like the kettle chips, the super wholesome natural chips, they're going to take equal care with their other flavors, I'm assuming, if that's what they're shilling. It's a family-sized bag of potato chips. You didn't need it. Can you have potato chips? I don't think it's going to be good for you, but is it realistic to be like, no, spinach and water for the next 6 months? No, of course it's not. But you talk about not demonizing food and listening to your body. and helping yourself out, start by buying of the foods that you think, okay, there's a chance I'll binge on these. I want to include it in my diet, not demonize it, but I want it to be a limited portion because I know it's not good for me. Start by getting individual portions, because what are the odds that those 2 bags are going to survive the night? I mean, really. She's done this before with those Lay's potato chips. Just because they're fancy chips isn't going to make it any less problematic for you when it's late night and you want something to eat.
So I got here a pitcher because I'm going to be making homemade iced tea. Because again, I was checking the labels on the iced tea.
Oh,
they add a lot of sugars and they add a lot of different ingredients. So what I'm going to do is I have lemons and some orange pico, a pitcher. I have ice. I'm going to brew some tea, add a little bit of honey and some lemon, and you have a homemade iced tea. I've never made.
I mean, it's iced tea again. I wish you would let go of this idea that it's honey, so it doesn't count as sugar, because it's a more natural source. And I'm like, it's still sugar for you though. Do I think she's going to add so much that it's going to make that much difference? No. But all of these little things add up to bigger problems. And if she's cutting corners with everything, I'm concerned at the impact that's going to have, particularly when, to her, and actually to anyone, like, she's trying here. How long it lasts, we don't know. But this is her making an attempt. However, deluded seems such a terrible word for this. I don't want to be quite that harsh. I'm sorry. A better word is not coming to me at the moment. However, I would not agree with some of the choices she's making. She's trying to make this a mindful choice. I think she's bullshitting herself a little bit here, but she's trying. So she's just going to be extra angry if and when this doesn't work out, because she's like, no, but I used honey. No, but I used this. This is where a dietitian could be really helpful to her, because some of her preconceived notions about health are going to be really damaging to her in the long term, I think. Oh, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but sound comes straight through here and the kids' rooms are directly below.
It, but I want to try it because I love iced tea. Sliced black olives, my favorite.
I'm worried about
this
sodium.
Is white wine vinegar for my homemade creamy Italian dressing I'm going to make later.
Oh, she was talking about that the other day.
Might have to be in another video because, like a meal prep video. Didn't really plan on that being today. I just did so much today and it's getting late. I didn't think that.
I don't know if she goes into this later. When she says so much, so far she's just picked up groceries. Did I miss something? I might have. She might have had appointments.
I would be out so late and so many things to do. So I'm dealing with my grandmother in the hospital, as you probably know.
I sincerely apologise. I had forgotten about that, and that is a legitimate thing, and it's very hard to deal with. So apologies, sincerely. You do have your grandmother in the hospital right now. I'm sure that takes up a lot of time and emotional energy.
She's doing better than she was,
nice.
But it's hard not being able to see her.
Yeah.
Like I can talk to her on the phone, but not being able to see her right now is,
but it's
so we're just preparing for her discharge and everything, and working out family affairs, and had some errands to run and stuff like that. So,
well, I'm glad the grand's getting better.
But this is a weekly grocery haul, and I wasn't going to announce this, but I'm trying really hard not to eat out. Like I would eat out like every single day. So
again, I would really like to support her in that change, because I think if she can manage it, that would be amazing for her. That would be a really strong start that I would very much support. Given that, a day and a half ago, she was eating a rather big portion of Red Lobster on camera, I don't know if she's going to stick with it. Let's put it that way. But an attempt is an attempt, and it's better than giving up. So if this is an actual attempt to do that, I support it wholeheartedly. I would really like to see that.
Oh, I'm trying to limit my eating out to,
Good.
I don't know, if maybe once a week, but I want to try to eat at home as much as possible and try this meal prepping stuff. And you know, it's kind of getting late and I'm running out of energy to get into a big meal prep thing, especially if I want to cook dinner tonight.
I mean, meal prepping, if you are meal prepping, it is, if you're doing quite a lot, it can be tiring, even for me. Like, you're just on your feet a lot. Actually, some of her live streams over the last week, because they've been so long, I have been meal prepping during them. And it's been nice. I've been trying to do meal plans for the week and just, you know, buy the groceries I need instead of just being like, oh, that looks good, I'll figure that out later. And I've really been enjoying it. I've been enjoying coming up with, you know, 3 or 4 new recipes for the week and just cooking through. And I think, although it's hard to start, it can be a really positive change. And you get into it and you start enjoying trying new recipes. So it's a lot more physically demanding for her than it is for me. So I get it, as much as I'm sure people make fun of her to be like, oh, you're exhausted. But, you know, a few hours on your feet, I think it's worth the time and effort investment. But I imagine it's a lot more effort for her.
So I'll probably just cook dinner tonight, do more of meal prepping tomorrow. So, but I do have that time warp coming this week for sure.
I'm excited.
Sorry, by the way, I just got sidetracked by life stuff and, you know, my health and stuff like that. So,
got sidetracked doing hours of live streams. Hours of live streams. I mean, I don't hate it. They're long, but I don't hate to see it. She has been busy with her gran the last few days, but other than that, I haven't seen evidence of a lot of things taking up her time because she's had, 6-hour live streams for most of the week. And saying she's concerned with her health. This seems to be a new leaf over the last 2 days, and I'm still happy to see it, but her language, and this is a mistake she makes a lot, her language makes it sound like, oh, like when she goes, oh, well, I don't eat that anymore, and she's been on a new plan for half a day. They're positive things, but I'd like to see where they go.
Yeah, okay, so I got a bunch of these. Synergy Divine Grape is my favorite kombucha because this actually, when I drink it, really does help my stomach, and I want a big swig right now. It's good for your gut health.
It is, definitely. When she says it really does help my stomach, that doesn't tend to be something you feel instantly. It's something that helps with your gut bacteria, but it's a longer process. Kombucha helps. Fermented foods help. But I wonder if she just means it doesn't cause me horrible gastronomical distress, which tends to be the flip coin to it being, oh, it helps my stomach versus it actively harms. She doesn't really have a middle ground there. So I'm sure it doesn't actively harm her in the short term. I hope it helps her in the long term.
Fermented tea drink. Oh.
I saw kombucha in the supermarket the other day. I meant to try it, but it was quite expensive. We must be able to make this at home. Go look for it.
So delicious.
Or just go for yogurt or kefir or something.
Strawberry cream cheese product. This is herbs and roasted garlic cream cheese. So I have a lot of bread here. So
far, and this might be yet to come, we've seen chicken for protein. And have we seen any vegetables? We saw... Did we? I mean, do we count the riced cauliflower as a vegetable? I mean, it is a vegetable. It's cauliflower, of course it is. But that's more, in my brain, a starch replacement than it is a veg. Although I suppose she's eating it, it counts. But where are the vegetables? Like, she needs vegetables.
The grain bread. And
that bread
grain bread,
delicious.
I'm trying to eat things that agree with my stomach. You know the story. So, most of the time anyway. And this, like grains like this, whole grains, oatmeal, they keep me full, like if I eat them with like a protein or something, and I find them very...
Cream cheese is technically a protein. I suppose she bought cheese, but cheese really hurts her stomach. So I think there are a lot of other proteins out there that she could have bought that wouldn't have the same impact. And as much as she's putting it on whole grain bread, it's still strawberry cream cheese. It's going to be dairy, which is going to be tough for her, and it's going to be quite high sugar, I would imagine.
Satisfying. They're
usually
very
they put
satisfying,
like strawberry
and they
jam
keep me
or
fuller
something.
longer. So, sorry for my hair. So I got 2 of those. So I like to eat that spread on some toast once in a while, because I didn't get bagels because I have lots of bread, right? So I didn't want to turn it into a bread graveyard. So what?
I do not think it would have been a bread graveyard. I think it would have been you putting a lot of bread into your body.
What I'll do too is show you how I make my iced tea tomorrow when I get up.
Are those cakes?
Pete likes to have one of these.
Oh, Pete likes to have one, does he?
I really want to try to make him some healthier ones, but he said no, don't worry about it. But
oh, health guru Chantal. Maybe worry about yourself before you worry about Pete's. He's looking like he's facing some health issues himself, but I would say your needs are more immediate. I would let Pete's take care of Pete's and try not to have the rest of it in the house, because it's like she cooked that what am I saying? She cooked the cake. She baked the cake is what I'm trying to say, for Pete's. And then before it even cooled, before she'd iced it, before she presented it to Pete's, she'd eaten a big old piece of it. So this whole kick of I'm going to make this for Pete's is becoming her new, I'm going to save this for BB. I think it's just an excuse to make it so she can have some. And it's the reason I think that is because it's an excuse I've done many a time. Oh, I'll make this for someone, they'll really enjoy it. Kids, we should bake this together. And it's really so I can have one. And sometimes you've just got to knock that behavior on the head and be like, hang on, let me take a truthful look at my motivations here. Because I think before she started that cake, she knew she was going to eat that cake. And I think these muffins are going to need a missing persons report pretty soon.
I think I'm just going to do it. One of these days. I don't know if he'll like them, but I'll try to make them.
And really, that's who it's for.
Applesauce and I don't know, something like that. But
they're good changes to make.
It's a quick, easy breakfast for him.
They're good changes to make. I'm sure they will be healthier versions of cake, but at the end of the day, they're still cake. At the end of the day, your reduced salt chips are still chips. Now, can they be part of a balanced diet? Absolutely, they can. But while you're still initiating this and you're still trying to get yourself in a routine, I really do think not having it around you would make things, as much as you'd want them, much easier in this change. Yeah, the best way I succeeded was just not having things around me. And that's something I'm struggling with here because I'm not in my own house. And the kids get to eat what the kids want to eat. And so I can't stand there and demand it doesn't get brought into the house. I don't have that control. And I'm finding that difficult. And I think she will too. But I think ultimately she's probably too afraid to not have it in the house, because then she won't have it. She won't have the choice of it. And that is something, the reasons why she reasons this out, and what she's afraid of, really, what the food represents to her and how it's connecting with her. I think those are pretty big things to start breaking down with a therapist, and I hope with time that is something she can start to do, because I think that's going to be more productive. But for now, to help her with the change, I would say just get rid of it.
I have another thing of coconut water because I use it in my smoothies. I'm almost done my coconut water.
I do actually like coconut water, it's nice.
I got some snacks because I want to have something if I'm craving something a bit junky.
You've got strawberry cream cheese and you've got crisps. Do you need something a bit more junky? Again, help yourself, because when you buy these things, you're in a stronger moment. When you're planning your groceries, I should say, because you bought them in the end, you'll be stronger than when you're craving something and it's there. You know, help yourself.
I don't want to, order out. If I'm having that craving, I don't want to order out. So order snacks from the gas station or whatever. So I got these. I love them.
Can you order snacks from the gas station? That don't seem right.
Sweet candy. These are actually really good. Peach rings, I've had them. They only have 3 grams of sugar for the whole bag.
She has had those. She ordered them from Amazon. Didn't she eat like 3 bags or something in one night?
Very high in fiber.
You're going to have the shits, man.
They're keto friendly.
You're not on keto.
Plant-based. I'm sure you've heard of.
Keto friendly just generally means lower carb and sometimes higher fat, depending on what it is. But she's not doing keto, so that just means one thing keto does is it doesn't really look at limiting calories. You obviously have to limit calories, you have your own set of macros. But because it's lower carb and higher fat, they tend to be higher calorie. So if you're not doing keto, factoring in keto foods is perhaps going to be a mistake.
Smart sweets. So you can eat the entire bag and not feel good.
Don't start by thinking you're going to eat the entire bag. That would be a good start. Focus on having single servings if you're going to have them. But I think I'm sitting here doing the reasoning, well, a bag of these candies versus a bag of full sugar, proper candies. Yes, this one's better. But these are the baby steps that she's really proud of, and she should be proud of making changes when she makes them. But these are the things that are going to trick her into thinking she's progressing, when actually the mentality of, I'm going to eat this whole bag of candy, is the thing you should be addressing. And I don't know, I don't like it.
Healthy. These are for Pete, his Kit Kats.
We do.
Loves those. And I love the smell of lemons. I got a bag of lemons because I'm going to need them for my iced teas and for cooking and things like that.
Okay.
Lemons are also really good for salad dressings. Got a red onion.
Okay.
For some flavoring.
So we finally got some produce.
These are pieces as well.
What are they?
Normally he runs in to get his own groceries, but
chocolate covered raisins makes me think of the cinema. I used to like to eat them there.
We weren't able to get out this weekend. There was the snowstorm, so I went today myself. Excuse me.
She's not with anybody, but at the same time, it's a pandemic. Sneeze into the bend of your elbow and don't put your snotty fingers over your friends' food bags. I know you live together. I know you're in each other's bubble, but it's still gross.
Chocolate covered raisins for Pete's. And he brings all that up to his room, so he has it handy.
Is that why they're next to your bag?
Oh, I got 2 bags of these.
Yeah.
And a big thing of tomatoes because I love these. I love roasting them with olive oil, seasonings, just good. Adding them as a side, adding them to salads, whatever. Just snacking on them like that. I love mini tomatoes. Hi, baby voice.
Snotty hands, wet on the
I have a big butt. Beat your butt in my face. These are the soda carbonate.
It looked like an enormous box of Kleenex. I was like, all right, at least you got tissues. I'm a fool.
Water. I drink. It's the blackberry Perrier.
I mean, better than the sodas that she says she drinks as well. The full sugar sodas.
Made good, crispy like granola strawberry.
Okay.
Nutrients from vegetables, organic.
Is it low sugar? That'd be nice.
So I'll eat it with yogurt,
probably.
Or with milk or something like that.
I'd syrup.
And I got these soft baked chocolate chip. Enjoy life.
Why?
Brown rice and ancient grains. Chocolate chip cookies. I want to try one. I've been craving.
That's the problem. I've been craving. I want to try one. I want to try one now. Are they better than regular cookies? If you look at the macros, sometimes. Diet foods aren't always diet. Diet doesn't equal good. But sometimes the macros are better. This is the problem. I'm going to eat one now. I've got 2 of these bags. You can eat the whole bag. Hey.
Chocolate chip cookies. I know I can make my own, but maybe
I wouldn't recommend that either.
Okay. I'm scared of everything. Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay.
Also, that make your own. I know a lot of people are like, make your own food. Yes, absolutely. And she said she's going to try and do more of that here, so that's nice. I can legit bake, and it's dangerous. I can't keep ingredients in the house because when I'm craving stuff at 11 p.m, actually, I'll just whip up a batch of this. And that's what happened to me this autumn.
It's all right.
Something about autumn just makes you want to bake, doesn't it?
So that's what they look like. They are
Those
soft.
do not look very nice at all. I'm sorry. They are going to taste like health food. She does not like them. Aren't diet things terrible sometimes?
They're good.
I don't think they are. You do. That's not the face of your good.
You can taste that there's dates in here.
If you could taste them so clearly, why did you need to check the packaging?
Okay. It tastes like dates or molasses or something.
She doesn't like it.
Alright, a few more things.
Thus far, she hasn't had a great combination of things. In terms of, this is what I'm saying with meal planning. I'm sure she's got maybe a meal in mind, but when you look at all these foods together, she's probably got in her head, okay, I'm going to have a salad one day because I'm going to make the Italian salad dressing, and I'm going to make a meal. But she's got a whole grocery haul here. What else is she going to do for the other days, you know? I think sitting down and actually saying, I'm going to make this, this, and this might be a good idea for her. Like, not just meal prepping,
Hello,
but meal
people.
planning.
I'm on my lunch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Say bye to Sam. Bye, Sam.
I'm sure Sam doesn't give a shit.
I got a cucumber.
Okay.
I needed a Birdo replacement filter. And I got some of these.
What is that? Is that
Instant
ramen?
noodles.
Why?
Because I'm going to be making a type of, like, noodle side dish, like garlic sesame noodles with the chicken. Now, I was going to use, like, I have some, like, ramen noodles from packaged noodles.
Yeah.
But these actually are, like, 99 cents a package.
Okay, so they're cheap, but are they better for you? They're still essentially ramen noodles.
Not the healthiest thing, but also they have a lot less ingredients than the packaged noodles I have. So, like, and
You need to let go of this ingredient thing. Yes, it's more natural food. Great. But that doesn't make food with more ingredients necessarily bad, and the less ingredients don't necessarily make it good. If the 3 ingredients are noodles, oil, and, I don't know, salt, like 3 short recognizable ingredients that if they are deep fried the way ramen noodles are before they're dried and put in, they're still going to be terrible for you.
enriched wheat flour, water, dried egg yolk, salt, potassium carbonate, which I think is just like, isn't that like baking soda?
That's not. I don't.
Something like that. It's probably a
Baking soda is bicarbonate of soda, right? I remember that correctly. All right, we'll move on.
preservative or something, but I don't know. So I'm gonna make these as a side dish. Yeah, those cookies taste like they're made with like
She's still thinking about him.
dates or something like that.
Or
They
she's
taste brown. They're still
Ooh.
really good, but
No, they're not. If the best, I mean, we have discussed her food review skills on this channel before, but if the best descriptor you can come up with for that experience was brown, nah, man, I don't believe it.
they're not like chocolate chip cookies. But they're still pretty good, and they're probably just like have one would probably satisfy my sweet tooth, honestly. Since I have more of a salty tooth.
I think you would eat that, and then because it wasn't a real sugar cookie, which is what you actually wanted, you would end up eating those jelly sweets, and it would just escalate. Stranger danger.
I slept a lot longer than I thought. I guess I needed it. I don't know. I just was like,
I guess you've got a terrible sleep schedule. You don't. I wish if she was making all these other positive changes, she'd also look at her sleep. I struggle with sleep as well. I would recommend taking some melatonin at night to help. But yeah, this whole sleep through the day thing is just going to leave her kind of at a loose end at the night. And then that's going to lead to filling that with food.
so exhausted. Probably from doing a lot more physically and mentally than I normally would.
Ooh. She caught herself then. She was going to say clean. And I was like, honey, turn that camera around and then tell me you've cleaned. Because we've all seen it this week. We have all seen it.
Because I,
went groceries picking up. Not even grocery shopping. Picked up groceries.
Hi, sweetie. As soon as I get up. But overall, I feel good. I feel a bit refreshed. And
You don't look refreshed.
I am
You look tired.
ready to
Run down.
make dinner. Oh my gosh, it's like 9.
Oh, yeah.
I hope I won't be up all
Look how
night now,
refreshed
but...
she is. She definitely will be if she'd just woken up at 9 p.m.
So today's video, just reflecting back a bit, was just kind of a vlog all over the place.
Mm-hmm. There's
It's
nothing
kinda
wrong
boring.
with vlog. I mean, it was a haul more than a vlog.
COVID, we have a stay-at-home order. So I just went out to get necessities and did some personal errands that I had to do.
She really doesn't want to tell us what those things were. Inquiring minds want to know.
Some things I just want to keep private in my life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know you guys
I
can appreciate
totally
that. But just sharing my day with you is really nice than just only doing the mukbang sometimes. So, but
I did appreciate her cutting that mukbang.
Some mukbangs.
Oh, I didn't doubt
some
it.
themed ones, just some.
I still want the time warp.
Impromptu ones. That just
for all I think mukbangs are a terrible idea for her health. Give me the time warps.
Depends, because I do my view is changing the more that I'm studying intuitive eating and
So I mean, you got past the first chapter.
And therapy and whatnot about saying fat people should not eat on camera. That right there is such a harmful phrase for somebody recovering from an eating disorder.
No. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend that I am. I can completely, 100% agree that if somebody who has a very bad relationship with food is perhaps overly restricted with food, has set up a lot of rules and parameters, policing their consumption of food, I can believe that taking that away could be beneficial to them and saying, well, and even someone in Chantal's situation, someone in mine, if you say, I can't eat that, all you want to do is eat that. If I say, don't think of elephants, what's the first thing you think of? You say, I can't eat that, that's all you want to do. I get the idea of saying, well, no food is off limit, try and be more reasonable. It doesn't mean put 2 family-sized bag of chips in your face. But it means if you want some chips, have a serving of chips. Yeah? I don't think having all those bags of chips, it's irritating me. But there is logic, there is sense in saying, rather than putting these foods in a position of you obsessing over them, just release that power food has on you and have a little of it. Moderation has never worked for me, and I don't think it will work for her. But maybe under the guidance of a therapist, when it fails, because I think she will have setbacks with this if she continues with it as a strategy. But then consistency, thy name is Chantal, so it is an if. But if she continues with this strategy and the therapist and dietitian who are working together apparently don't look at her and say, okay, we don't think this is working, let's try another mechanism. I do think she's going to struggle with it. Anyway, my point that I started making and got off track on. Saying it's harmful to say you can't eat something, I could to an extent agree with. Saying, well, it's harmful to say you can't eat it on camera, I don't think for her that's the case. The general idea of you shouldn't set parameters with food that police your food behavior, because that can be an unhealthy mindset, I'm not against to an extent. I think everyone is different. I think she has a slew of health issues that she needs to be more aware of, or more willing to deal with rather than more aware of. But in her case, food is an obsession. It fills her life, her body, her thoughts, her dreams. Her profession is based in food. If you call this a profession, which it is for her, eating on camera just centers food more in the very middle of her life. It requires her to build her life around food. And I think that makes it more of an obsession. Everything in her life revolves around it. So I don't believe for a second any dietitian or any therapist wouldn't have a problem with her whole profession being eating on camera, which makes me think if these two people exist, that she either hasn't explained it or hasn't explained the extent to which it controls her life. What she needs to do is give this channel address to her therapist and to her dietitian and say, here, and be honest with them so that they can work with her. I don't think that will happen. I think she might think about it occasionally, but be too scared of there being actual real consequences to actual truth. But saying it's harmful to tell her she can't eat on camera, no, it's harmful to tell her maybe she can't eat certain things. I'll go that far. But eating on camera is hugely harmful to her.
Or somebody recovering from just years of fat shaming in society and things like that. Because, you know, it sounds dramatic, but we are really put down a lot. And we have that attitude a lot. Like,
honey, I've been there.
That's why I would
I've
go
been
back
new,
and forth from mukbangs. I would think maybe I shouldn't be doing them.
You shouldn't be.
I don't think there's anything wrong with me eating something. You know, if it's okay for the thin people to do it, then it's okay for me. It's not like...
I mean, I'd argue for a lot of people, it's not okay for thin people to do it either. But particularly for you, the issue here isn't fat versus thin. The issue here is addict versus non-addict. If you were an alcoholic, you wouldn't say, well, it's okay for milk tea to have a glass of wine. Why isn't it okay for me? They are a different set of life circumstances.
I gorge myself to the point of being sick on camera. You know, I'm usually just eating a meal. And sometimes I overeat, and you know what? That's okay.
Overeating occasionally is going to happen. Yeah, it's going to. And she's trying to recover from binge eating disorder. Like, to say she's never going to have a binge again would not be true. It would not be true for me. It would not be true for her or any binge eater. You can try and get mechanisms to control it, but in the process of doing that, you're going to have setbacks. Of course you're going to have setbacks. You can't learn to deal with something unless you deal with it, you know? So I really don't like the way she is passing this, because it's all filtering through this need for justification. And I think this is 100% her. I don't think this is any of the professionals that she's working with. I don't think she's been nearly as honest with them as perhaps she needs to be.
Sometimes people overeat. It happens. You move on, you know.
She's being very selective in the part she's hearing, you know.
But that's my mentality now. And I'm going to make dinner.
Please do.
I'll show you what I make. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. So I got these from Amazon.
That's nice.
I was going to make kimchi, but I never did. And so, yeah.
I meant to make that while I was in Saudi. They had some Napa cabbage. All words. They had some Napa cabbage in my supermarket, but I couldn't find the chili. I might have to see if they've got it on Amazon here. Maybe I can sneak it in. Or maybe I can make it here, because it's going to be months till I go back. But
these are cute. They're from Italy. That's what the package said. And it comes with this chalkboard. Okay. This little chalkboard, so you can write what's on it. Oh, they're actually quite cute. So I'm going to make my creamy Italian dressing. We'll try.
Is that why she needed George from Italy? Are they going to have a little conversation? Little Italian dressing. Oh, here, I bought this special for you. Some of the things she's focusing on are quite funny. Like, this is from Italy. Because the idea is, okay, well, this is a quality item. Okay, it's a mason jar. I don't think you're going to notice the difference.
And then I'm going to put it in the fridge with this thing. So, all right, let's make the dressing first as the first step. All right, with a little help from Pete's shaking it up, here's my creamy Italian dressing.
That wasn't really the first step.
And it's Pete's approved.
Yep.
How long has it been?
Good. We'll see how it tastes on salad.
Did she lose the footage?
Yeah, salad.
Oh, shut
up. But yeah, if it tastes it should be good on the salad.
Yeah. So just to let you know what's in it here, and I can put the recipe down below. Mayonnaise, white wine vinegar, honey, olive oil, garlic cloves minced, and some Italian seasonings. Now, I just had this, so I just put this in there.
Oh, okay.
Did I say olive oil?
Yeah, you did.
Probably.
You get the idea. It's very simple.
It's fine.
And tastes very good.
It's a lot of dressing. It's a half.
And there's no
mason
weird
jar.
ingredients in it.
I know she's doing pasta salad, but it's quite a lot.
Guys, so I made a huge salad for Pete and I. Okay. And I'm going to toss it with, I'm going to toss my salad.
I am too old for whatever that reference is. Is that a song?
And it's very delicious and I'm excited. And I just followed a Pinterest recipe, but still. Now, as you know, I'm trying to listen to like my body with what I want to eat, what I don't want to eat.
What's your body saying?
My body's telling me I don't want noodles. I don't want those noodles.
Okay, that's good. Don't pick your nose.
I'm actually not terribly hungry, so,
okay, so don't
I am hungry, but not. I just want like salad. What I'm craving is salad and the chicken, the barbecue chicken.
Okay.
I don't actually want potatoes or, well, I have some tater tots in the oven. I might have like a few with a little bit of ketchup.
And there we go. Listening to your body. Salad and chicken is fine. Those tater tots, they like the bag's still going to be there. You can get more if you decide you want them. But if you want chicken and salad, have chicken and salad. If you're worried about being hungry later, worry about it if you're hungry later rather than pre-eating on the off chance.
But I'm not craving noodles today.
Okay.
So,
good. Don't eat them.
Salad
You
it
are a
is.
health guru.
Maybe it's the fact that the noodles are white. I don't know. I'm going to be making a chickpea, I have chickpea noodles. Very high in protein. I'm going to be making a pasta salad tomorrow.
She can't besmirch her good name with white carbs. She's virtue signaling so hard right now.
Tomorrow with that. So stay tuned for
chickpea
that.
Noodles. I'll crave that.
And
why is her cheese mottled
what
like
it-
that?
our food looks like.
It's
Maybe
multiple types in one.
all right,
Right?
it's ready. So I just have
Hello.
this chicken.
It's ready.
Just some seasoning.
It's chicken.
I have barbecue seasoning. And I
Fair.
put a bit of barbecue sauce. So let's try it.
I think she convinced herself to have those tater tots. I think it's a portion of tater tots. It's not the end of the world, but she was clearly not craving them. That was a crime of opportunity, if you could call it a crime, because it was there. So she ate it, and that's what's going to happen with every other snack she's bought today. It'll be there, so she'll convince herself she wants it.
Here's my salad with my dressing. I added some kale.
What's the proportion
massage?
of oh. All I could think of is when she was railing at people. They're not eating fucking kale and quinoa. Sitting here with a kale salad. Is that just to cover up how much dressing's on it?
And some black olives.
So olive
Some tasty
cheese,
taters.
salad dressing, and some kale.
my
Kale is
ketchup.
good for you. I hate kale, but it's good for you.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna end here.
Before she ends, let me be entirely fair to her. Even if I am like ribbing her a little bit, that meal is way better than if she had ordered out. So for the record, I'm pleased she did it.
I'm gonna finish watching Night Stalker on Netflix. If you like true crime and things like that, you will like
I
this.
don't, but
It's
thank
about
you.
Richard Ramirez. Watch that, and I've measured up my snack for tonight.
Well,
This is a serving of chips. This.
I mean, that looks like how much you would get in a bag of chips. Maybe you should have bought a single serving bag of chips, because I guarantee you after she eats that, she's going to eat more. She's going to start
How
off
many
because she's
chips?
going to know it's there. I'm not even saying, oh, you're weak-willed. It's hard to resist. People who like to eat food are going to want to eat food. Yeah, if it's there, it's hard to resist, and I don't blame her for it, but it's going to be hard. This is already going to be hard. Why make it harder for yourself? Help yourself.
So I said to Pete, I said, how am I going to eat these? They're going to be gone in no time. He's like, you enjoy them by eating them very, very, very slowly. So put a chip in your mouth, really savor it, crunch it very fine, eat very, very slowly, then wait like maybe a minute in between chips.
That's not terrible advice from Pete. I mean, give him credit where it's due. Be present in the moment when you're eating your food instead of mindlessly eating it while watching TV, and you will probably appreciate it more. So as much as I'm not the biggest Pete's fan, I'm here for it. Like, that was good advice.
And maybe it will help. So I'm going to try that and I'll let you know. And I'm enjoying a bottle of this kombucha. The whole bottle only has 80 calories and no added sugars.
Okay.
It's the grape kombucha. And I always have some ice water up here, so.
Okay.
Alright, and lip gloss I'm wearing is this Lip Smacker Chili Cranberry.
Bets on the wreckage that's going to be her dressing table right now. She's pulling a lot of things off of it.
Winter edition. So, thank you for watching this vlog.
You're entirely welcome.
And I'll see you in tomorrow's video, okay guys?
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if I will react to tomorrow's video, but I will certainly watch it. I would like to see how long this lasts. I do think it's one of those things where, yes, could she do better? Yes. And I'm concerned because I think she's at the point medically where she should be looking at drastic changes instead of small ones. But were there some positive changes here? Yes. And whether you believe that the professional she says she's working with exists or not, the fact that they're part of this conversation, I think, is also a positive change since I've been away. I would love her to actually have the benefit, or that's the wrong way to put that, to take advantage of the opportunity those professionals could present her with. Because I think often she's just waiting for someone to force it to change, and she doesn't realize that a lot of these things are opportunities she has to take and work with rather than things that happen to her. But they are currently part of the conversation, and that's a really positive thing. So good luck to her. It will be interesting to see what tomorrow's video brings, because these things do tend to shift quickly, but I am looking forward to it. Lovely to see you all. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.